So Rinpoche, as many of you might know, is the recognized reincarnation or tulku of one of the master debate partners and teachers of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and he's from Spiti Valley in North India, Himalayan region, and he spent several years in Ganden Jansen Monastery in South India, and also in the Institute of Buddhist Dialectics in Dharamsala. Then he spent several years also in Canada, and he will see he has a great understanding of not only Buddhism, philosophy, psychology, but also of Western culture. And here today, he will teach us about the wonderful text, a guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life, the Bodhicaryāvatāra, written by Shantideva in the 8th century, a Buddhist monk and a scholar of Nalanda University, and a wonderful text that shows us in the path how to walk the path and how to practice the perfections and the conduct of the Bodhisattvas. So thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you, everyone.
And we'll start with prayers. It's okay? Okay, thank you. So for those of you who have electronic devices, the prayer books are on the page. You can also turn around and follow on the back if you wish. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. Guru, teacher, Bhagawan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and humans, to you, Buddha Bhagawan, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Guru, teacher, Bhagawan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and humans, to you, Buddha Bhagawan, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. And Guru, teacher, Bhagawan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and humans, to you, Buddha Bhagawan, glorious conqueror Shakyamuni, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When supreme among humans you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I'm supreme in this world. To you who are wise then I prostrate. With pure bodies formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, savior to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the teacher having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean. To you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, sublime pure reality. To the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and who also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts. To you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Do not commit any unwholesome actions. Engage in perfect wholesome actions. Subdue one's own mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a defective view, a butter lamp flame, an illusion, a dewdrop, a water bubble, a dream, lightning, a cloud. See all causative phenomena like this. By these merits may transmigratory beings attain the state of all-seeing, subdue the enemy of faults, and be freed from the ocean of samsara, disturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. The indescribable, inconceivable, and inexpressible perfection of wisdom, unproduced, unceasing, the nature of space, object of the uniquely knowing transcendental wisdom, to the mother of the victorious ones of the three times I prostrate. Taya ta gate gate pada samgate bodhi svaha. Padmasambhava, embodiment of all gurus, devas, and dakinis, great Kempo, Sancharakshita, and the Dharma King Trisong Detsen, Nupche Sangye Yeshe, and Nangyal Nima Otser. To you, the five pioneers of the karma and terma, we pray. Sachen Kunga Ningpo, who is Vajradhara in person, Sonam Semo and Drakpe Gyaltsen, Sakya Pandita and Chogyal Pakpa. To you, the five founders of the Sakya order, we pray. Marpa Lodro, who is one with Hevajra, Great Milarepa, Peerless Gampopa, Karmapa, Dusan Kempa, and Sonam Drakpa, protector of beings. To you, the five founders of the Kagyu tradition, we pray. Glorious Atisha, the same as Buddha Amitabha, Dromton Galwe Jungne and Chengawa Sultrimbar, Potowa Rinchen Sel and Puchungwa Shonyu Gyaltsen. To you, the Kadampa's five great spiritual guides, we pray. Venerable Tsongkhapa, who turns the wheel of Buddha's teachings, Gyaltsab, Lord of Dharma, and Kedrub Gelek Pal, Gendun Drupa, and Panchen Choki Gyaltsen. To you five, the emanation of Manjushri and his heirs, we pray. May we and all others enjoy a long life without illness, and may our lives be meaningful and one with the Dharma. By following the supreme spiritual guides, masters of all traditions, may we quickly attain the perfect state of enlightenment. May those noble ones who uphold the nonpartisan teaching of Buddha live for hundreds of eons, and may their activities increase in all directions. May the Sangha increase, and may the study and practice of Buddha's teachings spread and grow. May the whole universe and its three worlds be flooded with the sunlight of auspiciousness. And the mandala offering. Yawa kyam dang doje chang chenpo dang o ye ma chi ba. Yong zo tenbeng adan dong ile zu shen ne mote jet sun lama lo zang du bang do jet chang Chambang gyam je Serkong Tsenshap chok tu tsen sin dup teng ngawan lob zam Rinpoche pel zang bo zhang ne teng ba cham bo song jo zam mo leng ba ju wei yon du jing gam mo Amen Zabumi Ahong Wang Chen Sengi Sashi Amen Zareke Ahong Chi Chagri Ko Yugen Ko Well Soring Yambori Ra Shalom Bo Lo Zambo Ling No Balang Chu Jan Jaminya Luda Lupa Nayabdan Nayabdan Yondan Dammam Jodo Jaminyan Dan Jaminyan Gida Rimboche Riwa Bang Samgi Shing Dojomba Mama Pailotok Kala Rinpoche, Naba Rinpoche, Soma Rinpoche, Lomba Rinpoche, Langba Rinpoche, Dajo Rinpoche, Magbo Rinpoche, Techemboya Bamba, Gyagma, Trengwa Luma ma metok ma dungba ma nangsa ma drinja ma niyama dawa Rinpoche duk chola nambang yawa yasen Wasuladang mi beljor ponsum sokpa masang wameba sangjing idu ongwa dinda drinsen sawa dangyu par chepe belden lama damba namdang keba duyang yongzo tembe ngadan dongi ledu shene mote Jetsun Lama Lozang Dubuang Dorje Chang Jembok Yamje Serkong Tsenshap Chotu Tenzin Dubdeng Awan Lozang Rinpoche Belzang Bojang Anen Temba Jembo Sung Zamo Lengba Joe Yondu Jingamo Angyewa Tung jen drawe don du ze su sho. Jene kyandak so drawa magyu. Nam ke tadang nam besem chen tam che la tuk sewa chembo gone. Jingi lam tu so. Ho sajil bogi Chungshi mehe tong jam Ram Ling Ji Ni Ne Khen Pandi Sang Ye Jing Nu Mine Owai Chonghon Nam Dang Jing La Chopa Chon Jetson Lama Dhammang Namgi Chong Kahala Kense Chotsin Jitao Sampe Dojen Simala Zang Chong Hi Chama Aham So Idam Gororana Mandala Kam Niryatayami Sangye chodan soki jongnam la jang chobadu dangni kyap sochi dagi chonyengi pesonam ki drola penche sangye jo pashok sangye chodan soki jongnam la jang chobadu dangni kyap sochi Dagi chonyangi besonam ki drola pencha sangye dropa shok sangye chodang songi jonam ba jangchu badurang ingyam suchi Dagi chonyangi besonam ki drola pencha sangye dropa shok
동니 니지 송동 주변 남만 지지 선제한 강제 되저个장나 보모 된진자소 너 소원도 소신도 조쇼 ramjamonsu라고 난다베 메게선 답으란다 베종소 저베규베 답이 또바인 sen지 신인교다 차다 너 와데 자벨라마르 보체 다기 잉거르페 데쇼나 가렌 신비고는 제로데 고송 토지 우주자도 This is really funny. Who's that? Well, Shantideva, everyone. Greetings. So thank you so much for having me here again. So after such a long tour, now I'm in Shantideva's place. So you got such a beautiful name, Shantideva's place. So my apologies because of some months ago when you have to schedule. So then I think we got planned up something and then we have to change something because something came up. So I apologize for the rescheduling everything. So I will make sure this kind of thing never happens again. And thank you for your patience. So it's very good to see you all healthy, and most of you we already know each other, and good to see you again. And then there are new faces, so it is good to know all. Okay, so now here we are for one purpose, for Dharma. So so this one of the most powerful country, and especially New York, and here Brooklyn. It's a kind of the city where people normally don't sleep much. So busy. So we all have something, everything in a mutual understanding there. Why they are so rushed to here and there, and why we are just having a kind of a quality of time, so-called practicing Dharma together, actually for one purpose, a similar purpose, for happiness. There may be under somewhere this there will be some kind of I don't know what it's called, switch similar. So what is a chuti?
Oh, the sewage, yeah, sewage, like the sewage line,
Yeah,
or something
the
like
big
that.
rats going there and here to find a food to survive for their own happiness, and we are here for happiness, very something in common. But now many of us, I see some Zoom people there also. Okay, And so I was thinking, I was a bit worried I have to see myself on the screen every time. But now there's other sentient beings there, so, and maybe Buddhas and Bodhisattvas there. Greetings in the Zoom people there. Okay. Yeah. So many of us practicing, including myself, I don't call myself a practitioner. I don't give my name, kind of a very big name there. But I time to time practice for sure. And then now it is really kind of a urgent kind of time to ask ourselves, after now we've all been practicing Dharma. So how did the Dharma, this way of practice, what is the impact? What is the influence of this practice helps you to become a better person? And then when we say better person, then there are many other stages. Are we still on the level of the first scope, second scope, third scope? And then this is a big kind of question, because all the levels of the three scopes are focused in trying to bring their own happiness. But if you don't find this necessary in your life, because many of us don't find the levels of the three scopes, how they find their happiness, not kind of relevant in our life. Sounds amazing. His Holiness talks about it. We love His Holiness. But then we leave it. Oh, it's so hard. And close that chapter. So now we really need to. It is difficult up to maybe almost such a long time you practice Dharma, and then somebody will ask you a question. Are you still a good human being? Then there's difficult to say yes. Then actually being a practitioner is on the level of, on the first scope, that you have to become the number one human being. And then on that, then it's more like we are saying, in this life I have no regrets. But in next life, then what happens? Then about the continuum of this consciousness, it continues. I really don't want to born as this. So when I was coming to here, so the whole time I was thinking of this big question. So for us, we need to ask this question. This is such a great mantra. Aren't you got tired of your life? So that is a very good question that all the so-called Dharma practitioner has to ask from whenever they start doing the commitments or the practice. If you cannot answer that question, then how much you do the practice? So you are doing as you're kind of pushed by someone to do your commitment. If I don't do this, I break my samaya and I go to hell. That is, I think in this country, you already had that enough. So why you asking for another version of that? Oh, it is very important that if you don't feel that you are not tired of your life, then make sure you have a solid reason that what you are saying this, everything's okay. I'm really happy. And this is my, you take out the Buddha and His Holiness Dalai Lama's picture out and you put one celebrity's picture there and say, I wanted to become like him, her. And then you need to say, well, I'll be 100% happy if I become like this. And then answer, you will know. But if you just go like, oh, well, I'm a fan of his and him, then at the moment, you won't feel it. But then sit down and say like, okay. They look very happy. They have everything that what I'm dreaming of. But not necessarily what they're having, what they will have. Not necessarily it can bring the happiness to them. Then you will ask this question. What is that kind of happiness really I'm asking for? So this is kind of breaking down. Like it's peeling the onion.
Peeling the onion, peeling an onion, peeling back the layers of an onion.
So then you will come to the point. When we talk about what Buddha has taught on the teaching on liberation. So otherwise, we wanted to have all this enjoyment of samsara. And then you feel like on the top of this pleasure of the samsara, and then you want to have a liberation. Aren't we greedy? So Buddha, if you say Buddha is a perfect teacher to teach us this, so he showed a path. I had all this luxury, royal, and everything. I had everything that what you feel this is happiness. But I kind of failed on that. And I'm super proud to teach you that I totally failed on that. 100% I got failure on that. And somehow we are not reaching that kind of ground. We're like, yeah, oh yes, Buddha found the liberation. How wonderful. But we are never like kind of we don't have this craving towards liberation. So at the beginning of this request mandala offering, requesting for teaching. So you have offered the whole universe to the Shantideva. And why are you going to do this? The whole universe, even we are not the owner of it. So still we try to feel this and then offer for this teaching. So it should mean this is something I can put whole effort to get the owner, become the owner of the universe, and I can offer this. And if I have this whole universe, of course, New York and whole America, whole universe, and then compare with this liberation. I want this. But we say this when we do the mantra offering. But do you feel that? Then it's very difficult to answer. I'm not telling you, I'm telling myself. Yes, it is very difficult. So sometimes, whenever I, before opening my, doing my commitment or recitation, more I try to explore like that. And then it sometimes give me a quite gentle push to go carefully when I say things in there. Not like I need to finish it so fast. I don't worry much of breaking samaya, but I'm more here to understand what I'm saying. So hold to this mantra, which is helpful. That aren't you tired of your life? Then give your best answer for that. That's actually debating you to yourself, actually. So unless you cannot break this kind of a ego, the pride. So Dharma is, even you are super happy, everything is going so well, you win a $1 billion. These days there's $1 billion lottery. Powerball, something. In Minnesota, one of my relatives pushed me to, because you're a lama, you have lots of marriage, you need to buy. So we bought. Didn't came close to. But whole night we start talking. If I win this billion, then what will happen? Lots of dream. Well, I was like holding to the ground. Even I became a billionaire when they make an announcement. I would definitely ask question to myself. Yes, I will be super happy, but will I get the happiness that what I'm really looking for, that kind of happiness? No, it will bring more suffering. For sure, bigger house, more expensive cars, definitely it brings so much. So that's why you need to move into smaller house. Here, so this is quite a good mind exercise. Also, we can call it mind training. Like practitioners also has to practice. Like, okay, I am imagining myself as become a billionaire. Okay, I have everything. Then so what? Still, are you guaranteed that I will be happy? And then you have so many billionaires. Day and night they are not happy, and they have to have they have to sleep through the help of the drugs. So all these are the answers actually. So now it comes to the point where in the Dharma it talks what it is actually that what we are really, where is the suffering coming from? Then we are going to the second Four Noble Truth, because we up to now we've been talking a lot on truth of suffering, and then automatically you will feel like, yes, I'm not suffering at the moment, which the suffering is that kind of feeling is not there, but it's a matter of time. Like this, one of my favorite example which my teacher always try to bring. So if you are staying on in a five store, right?
5-story house.
Yes,
A house with 5
houses,
stories.
then it start burning from the ground, and then there are two ways to escape. One is there's emergency exit on the
ground
floor,
first
floor,
sorry.
first floor,
in America.
and then there, and one is going up on the 5th floor. So now, normally when we are saying we are okay, I'm really enjoying my life, that person is more like going up on the 5th floor. But if you look very closely, the fire is coming up soon, and it's a matter of time. Definitely it will burn. So that's why now if there's only way out, safer, the emergency, the one and only one door emergency is on the 1st floor. So why don't you take it? So that's why Buddha is helping us to open that door for us. So shouldn't go on the 5th floor. So that's my teacher's example, which I liked very much. So then automatically, when you really wanted to get out from this kind of suffering, then first we really need to know what is causing all this suffering. So then it's the suffering that we are labeling directly suffering could be very unpleasant things that you are pointing directly at, the manifested things. But then also we have to not to forget where this comes from, the attachment, and then from so much clinging and all this the karma. So then once we have this karma, once they have this grasping, then it's more like we're still on the 5th floor. So then Shantideva, because we are in the right place here. Shantideva is always telling in the 6th chapter, he will only focus on the 6th chapter, he will focus on who is our real enemy. So he will never point a finger to the enemy out there. This is just another person who got kind of possessed. Okay? So if somebody is like a possessed or completely crazy, so you don't have a time to deal with that. And even you do this, and then Shantideva says, you are more crazier than that person. Don't do this kind of stupid behavior. And then he says very nicely, if you really wanted to get angry at, I'm not saying don't get angry at all. If you really want to get angry at his anger and hatred towards you, which is really, really destroying his peace. And not only his peace, your peace. And you have the same here. So now there are two enemies to fight. one is the other's enemy, which is really kind of a mastermind. And then one is within you. So you try to destroy somebody's there and you are perfectly okay there. There's no way to destroy the enemy. So Shantideva is reminding, you have to destroy your own enemy, which really takes your happiness, which is the attachment, which is the anger. So one of the most powerful, what I discovered without my teacher's help, that anger is the attachment. I told this to one of my classmates, because at that anger, me and I so strong at that time. Normally on the attachment level, you try to hide that I. It's more like you more important. But down inside, that's I there. But on the level of this anger, that I is more strong there. So I kind of told my classmate, Sewanobu, we had a debate, and then he never agrees with me. Even we debate a lot. I know I'm winning. And then he said, no, you say so many stupid things. Then a few days later, my teacher was giving a teaching and he said, oh, this attachment, which is not apart from the anger, which is not apart from this attachment, it's really automatically shuts down everything and focus on I. And then I was so happy. And then because I was sitting behind it, and then I was hoping that my classmate will just turn his face to me. I'm waiting for that, and he slowly looked at me. I defeated him. So yes. So Shantideva, in the 6th chapter, he always reminds us that we really need to bring no hatred, ill will towards a person. But then he always tells us this: we should have kind of a hatred and ill will towards the anger, attachment, and the ignorance mind. It looks strong, quite like a hatred, ill will, quite strong. But of course, if you really want to destroy that, and if you don't have that kind of attitude, we've been so gentle towards that kind of our grasping. Sometimes we feel it's part of us. And sometimes we feel like there's nothing better things to do than this. So, we need to bring this analytical meditation. When Buddha taught on the second noble truth, the cause of the suffering, then you really need to feel like day and night you really wanted to get away from this grasping and attachment and anger. Then it is a kind of a pure sign that you are on the right track, going on the right track of Dharma. And each and every what you are going to practice. That even drinking hot water, you will make strong kind of commitment. I'm thirsty and I'm going to drink this water and it will bring me energy, and this energy I'm going to use this to destroy my anger, attachment. That's that kind of a vitamin
Vitamins, yeah, like
is needed, but we don't have that yet because maybe we are so comfortable in samsara. We are actually. So yeah. So my teacher would always remind me and some of his students will say, what is the borderline? That's something you do that will become Dharma. Yet you are doing something called, you can say I'm doing Dharma practice, but still no, it is not Dharma. How can you write or make a decision this is Dharma or not? Unless you are not at least giving a little bit of shake or staring, like what do you call it?
giving a hard stare to.
What's that?
Giving a hard stare to.
Hard stare.
Hard stare, giving a strong.
Stare.
Yeah.
What do you call like this?
I
don't know.
maybe da as well. Yeah.
Just
so
like
giving a hard stare to.
Hard stare.
To the.
Hard stare. Okay.
Staring hard at.
Yeah. So just doing small of this, you should try. One time I tried to do that. It gave me so much joy. Yeah. Only a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, to give a stare hard at the negative emotions, the mental afflictions. Yeah.
It gives you kind of such a pleasant. Looks like it's your well, we did like for 1,000 billions of time, you've been actually trying to destroy something and bring a peace, but which was totally the wrong thing that you are doing, and now you feel like now this is giving me a real opportunity to recognize which is the real enemy and then how to destroy it. So I know my own enemy now. So in order to fight with that, then there are so many activities, like giving up all the things and then going into jungle. Because what is your task day and night? Watch your mind. No time for cell phone. No Instagram needed. So I don't need any distractions because I'm already distracted. So now I really wanted to focus on that. And that person, if you become that kind of person, I think there's no danger. You might not, there could be some people who might not kind of find the liberation, or it might not get a good understanding of the emptiness or impermanence. But if you still have this attitude of like, in this life, my mission is something to watch my mind distractions and not giving any kind of an inch chance to grow this within me. And then that person, even he fails thousands of times, there is not a kind of a complaint of saying, I've been practicing Dharma for a long time and Dharma didn't help me. There won't be no danger. If you are not doing this, and then you are doing so many other things, and you forgot the target, and then you really don't know which target that you have to bring which you thought you have the arrow, and you really don't know where to shoot actually. And then you feel like, I bought this bow and arrow, I waste my money. Similarly, many of the in our generation, previous generation, it's so sad, but it's true. Many of the students felt like, I found this amazing Dharma, but I wasted my entire life. That's there. So to go on, not go on that kind of path. So it's really important to listen to the Dharma, where they give the real foundation of the Dharma. And then from that, you could spend a time with your teacher, Dharma friends in this kind of center that you gathered, and then maybe only just having not Lama coming here regularly giving teaching or Gishi and other, but time to time just sitting together and then say, how do you challenge this attachment comes? How do you deal with that? Wow, that is 1,000 much better than just every day listening to like a person coming, like me coming here in Shantideva and giving every day kind of talk. You are using your own energy and understanding and trying to digest what you've been taught. That is quite important. So then, in the Shantideva's the text in the 9th chapter, and then he will come to the point where he says, the Buddha put all the effort, the countless lifetime, he tried to understand the nature of the reality. Nature of the reality. Yeah. And then giving this teaching to all of us so that so-called wisdom and all other teachings are taught for that reason. Right?
Yeah. Yes, so it says in the first verse of Shantideva's first verse of chapter 9 of Shantideva's Way of the Bodhisattva, where it says about how the sage or the able one explained all of these branches for the purpose of wisdom. Therefore, those who wish to pacify suffering need to generate wisdom.
The conventional bodhicitta, very important. But there is no single kind of a quotation or a teaching or the Buddha and the great masters, saying all these Buddhas and Bodhisattva taught all this for this reason, this conversion bodhicitta. No, there's nothing like that. But on the level of the ultimate bodhicitta or the emptiness, then it will repeatedly, not only in the Shantideva's text, but entering to the middle way, or Dzogchen, Chagchen, or all these great practices to bring the uniqueness of the Buddhist practice is to put emphasis and to more big, stable, stabilize the ultimate truth, understanding of that. So that when so many of my friends do lots of research, practice a lot, and there's one very good student of one of my teachers, a woman. So really she's into the practice, listening to my teacher's teaching. That kind of effort, I think I never put this kind of effort in my life. And my teacher always got surprised, like, wow, I haven't seen one single Tibetan student like this woman. She put so much emphasis to practice. And she did a practice on emptiness for such a long time. But every time she goes and go into retreat on emptiness, but she comes with it like, I kept stay quite some time meditating on emptiness, kind of stable, but every time it's so dry. I could meditate, but it's not giving me any kind of joy. So she asked this question to my teacher again and again. So my teacher always give her the guidance. You are really out there to buy the medicine, but you always forgot why you are buying this medicine for. So if you really don't know that you need this medicine, necessary, if you don't have a feeling of I'm a patient, without this medicine I'm hopeless, without this I cannot bring down all this, the chronic disease,
Chronic disease.
chronic disease. And then once you really practice on that, then it will be really helpful. So she got this kind of pit instructions, and her practice went very well. So similarly, many of the Dharma practitioners out there, including myself, could describe so many things. And there could be out there so many, like a person like me, are capable to sit on a big throne and can say this every day proudly. But maybe it's so dry inside, like mine. So the very strange thing is we never find this is dry. And why it is not helping me? Not that important. because we feel so comfortable in a samsara. Sometimes there's a great master of Kadampa Lamas saying, maybe I have given too much talking, and which I haven't practiced. So everything has dried up. So there's Kadampa Lamas, the words can be so powerful. So they say, speak less, do more. Also, that's really the depth of the practice. So first, you need to bring this kind of a Buddha's teaching when he said, there could be so many motivation in this world, positive motivations. One of the best motivation is Nepatavi Dushi, Dushi is, how do you translate Dushi?
Better to say having the perception of ourselves as being a patient. So having perception of us.
Perception,
yeah,
the best perception.
Yeah, the best way of sort of viewing our situations, to see ourselves as a patient.
Yeah. So we need this kind of perception,
yeah. Perspective.
Perspective.
Yeah, perspective.
So unless we don't have that, then you have His Holiness Dalai Lama next to you 24/7. We can guarantee, Buddha can give you in a written, signed up paper, on a paper, letterhead, Buddha, signed up by Siddhartha. Nope. There won't be no achievement, no realization. That's for sure. So if you have this kind of a perspective of me being a patient of this chronic disease, which is the attachment, and then this anger, and then the rooted by the ignorance, and then each and every time you are not rushing there to find Buddha. You are not rushing out there to find a Buddha, actually. You are rushing there to find whoever can give me a teaching how to tame this mind. Even if it's a demon, I want to listen to this. I don't care. So sometimes you can hear so many incredible things from non-Buddhists. Maybe people who does not believe in religion at all. Because sometimes these teachings can be so powerful. Maybe I can share this with you. In the LMB, when I was there, so I had a lunch with Venerable Roger, and then Roger was sharing his the memory of his father, and the relation between him and his father wasn't that good. So there was they haven't seen each other almost 30-40 years. So then one time Rinpoche was traveling, and then they come to know that his father is nearby hospital in a difficult situation. So then Rinpoche give him advice, and then he wished to go to meet his father. And then the kind of a message or formed. And then the response was so powerful from his father. He said, now for almost 40 years, we didn't have much contact. Now if you come here, I'm in the last moment of my life. And if you come here, you will bring more attachment. And so it's better not us to meet, better not to meet. And which was completely such a strong advice and a teaching from a non-Buddhist to the one Buddhist. But the beauty is that Rajala can put it that way. So that was powerful. Yeah, many of people were like, he come to realize and he wanted to apology. And this is what you really wanted to hear. I found this is the good, in a Bollywood movie, it would be good and happy ending. But anyway, so if you, my teacher will say, if you are aware of this sort of thing, you are looking into the life, there are so many things that not only you will receive the teachings from the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, and gurus, and gishis, and lamas, and Buddhists, but the non-Buddhist, from there, they somehow put it together to you. Yeah, also, it's a matter of how you can put or connect the dots. So if you cannot put dots together, then even you are listening directly teachings from Buddha, it won't make any sense. So, so last year, I think we went through the few the verses of the 9th chapter, and then I really don't know where we left off. But anyway, it will be good that we can go from the beginning, because I didn't cover up much last year. No, 2 years ago, when I was here, I was going through like, this is the one actually. My teachers,
Yeah.
they call
There is
it
a text
collection.
by Ginten Singirmi, which is selected verses of
Yeah.
Shantideva for a secular audience.
So we don't need to go through this again. This is, my teacher designed it for people who are not Buddhist. So he took out all the important the practices. Even you are not a Buddhist, it will give you a kind of profound understanding how to deal with your life, deal in your life. So, and now I believe you already been practicing this and you become all powerful, such an amazing human being. So now we will go through the 9th chapter. So we have tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, right? 2 days, right? So each and every day that for 2 days we will come, we meet. I will set up this kind of motivation, which I shared almost an hour now. So you need to have this kind of motivation whenever you come in. Not only in my kind of class, but whoever is giving a class or practice, even yoga. So like George, this is an amazing place. Even you do yoga with George. You know, why you want to become so strong physically? No, so it's not to fight with somebody. So actually it's true. Once your physical body is strong, then you can deal with your mind. Because the most problem is not your body actually. It's here, somewhere here, somewhere here. So that we need to really understand, which the human has this gift to this sort of practice. So that's why we are called precious human life, what's that? Precious human life.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that, and even you feel like I'm precious, then you really don't know what kind of precious are you talking about. So if you have this, like if you look out, like in Canada, I have to, when I was studying English, so we need to write a thesis. So they're a very simple one because I was learning how to write an essay my first time. So there is advantage and disadvantages, similarity and differences. So in one of my thesis, I just wrote like differences. What are the being advantage of being a very rich and disadvantage of being rich, and being a poor, what are the advantage and disadvantages? So I put it like there is the richest Indian businessman with like a very fancy building, and his children looking down to the slums, and the children playing with this, the handmade, with the bottles and everything, with so much laughter, so much joy, no tension at all. But then from there, this billionaire's children looking at and admiring, wow, they're really enjoying their life. And then there's another kind of children in the slum looking at this top of the building like, ah, wish one day I can become like them. So this is our life. So in between this, actually the Buddha are going to end up in a suffering. So it's a never-ending story actually. So now, so that's why in the Buddhism, it is always reminding us we shouldn't be born in a samsara. If you are born in a samsara, then I have this, I love this because I don't know if other people love it or not, I don't care, but I like it very much. So it's more like you are so you have used so much energy to clean the bathroom, shiny bathroom. But then you will be sitting in there like, it's so shiny, so good, oh, I really love it. But what is the purpose of all this so much cleaning, this shiny thing? At the end, it is used for something dirty, right? So this is our life. It should be on the headline. But nobody will buy that. Out of business. So that's the reason I think when Buddha got fully enlightened, and then when he said, if I give this teaching, nobody will understand. Because not only the profoundness of the emptiness is so profound that we will not get it. Not only that, because we don't have guts to hear that we should not born in the samsara at all. That we are not ready to hear this. So to be honest, this morning I was doing lots of blah 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 like commitments. But at the end of the commitment, I forgot, or I remember. Oops. Should I do it again? Because I skipped the most important part there. Because I did the visualization, I did everything, and then I never had some kind of a renunciation. I never kind of go closer to that step. So it happens many times. So this is very necessary. So because some of you already have studied a lot actually. So now you are quite, you will understand when I say in the level of the, what is called?
In the part of the vehicle of the hearers, the hearer vehicle, Shravaka Yana.
Hearer vehicle. In there, they don't talk about coming back to samsara. And they never talk about reincarnation. Never. The reincarnation thing is the Bodhisattvas. So if you talk about in the hearer, the Kasa hearer vehicle, their reincarnation is more to continue to get the liberation. That's it. Once liberation is done. They really don't kind of put the importance of the continuum of the consciousness coming there and going there. But then the Bodhisattva is on the another level. Like they wanted to come back to samsara, to do something very important. But on the other level, the hearer, the vehicle, they never talk about it. They never talk about this. If they talk about the continuum of the consciousness, then it is more talking about into the samsara. So they really don't want to be in samsara. So when the liberation is there, then that's it. Of course, their state of mind on the level is out beyond the samsara, for sure. But they don't talk about another, the reincarnation coming there and going there. So what does that really teach us is in the renunciation, it's like a period, full stop, nothing than this. So this is if you don't know how to put this way, then it might sometimes could be difficult to generate bodhicitta. Looks like a little bit of self-cherishing there. because I don't care about others. This is the urgency. This is necessary. So this way of thinking is the second scope. And if you don't get this kind of a way of thinking a bit, forget about the third scope. And if you don't get in the third scope, and then forget about Tantra. So this kind of a path of stages, is very necessary. Otherwise, with respect to you all, we could say we are wasting lots of time, energy. So the Lama Tsongkhapa, in the path of stages, in the beginning, he said in the content, Tempa Tamjik Gelmedo Toba. How do you translate
to see, to be able to see that all of the teachings are non-contradictory, to see them in that way.
So, not contradictory. He didn't just put like, oh, the Sajai Nyingma Kaju, this is not like that. So he put that person, if the person who is on the first scope thinks like I'm him, the first scope, he does not have any respect and think necessary the practice of the second scope, then there's contradiction. There's obstacle there. The person who is feeling like I'm on the second scope, then thinks not necessary having the practice of the first scope, then there's a contradiction. So Lama Tsongkhapa always remind us, in order to go to the second and third, you need to have this kind of foundation. Yeah, so please keep this in mind, because like tomorrow we will cover up more details on more complex, more confusing things. Yeah, but then if you really don't know why you paid this kind of price towards, then you will get lost. And then sometimes I get lost. And then we all are lost somewhere in Brooklyn. So we don't want to happen like that. But if we lost something for a good purpose, then it's worth, like, without any regrets. So this is very important. So that's why it is a similar kind of in the aeroplane you go and then say like in this safety demonstrations. We are going to the right direction, but we really don't know what happens. But something happens. Don't forget to do that. So similarly here. So what tomorrow you will hear lots and lots about emptiness, impermanence, and there's debate between all the schools, all this. Why? For why they are saying all this is for one purpose. We wanted to get to the right emergency exit. There could be so much confusion because Buddha will take very in a skillful way that he will present his presentation of the emptiness is presented in the way there will be no harm to the conventional truth. That's why we say there are two truths. not one truth. So then the beginning of the Shantideva Sutta, the 9th chapter, there's a huge debate already. And we can start with that, and then you guys can have a nightmare. Good. Good nightmare, actually.
So I'll read. We've sent out Stephen Batch's translation, but it's not really versified. So I'll read and I'll use Padmakara because we can't send it out, but I'll use it a little bit and maybe add in the bits, and I'm sure it'll explain. So the second verse from the 9th chapter reads, "Relative and ultimate, these the two truths are declared to be. The ultimate is not within the reach of intellect, for intellect is said to be the relative."
자, 로는 군소인 바도요. 저 로이 주의 말에 세웠다 뜻존나 로라다. 아니 신에가 저기 로스니데 동근이 책이 로데 간대주고 그래. 엔디 터답을 된담 또별 로데기 군소를 면해봐 직다. 군소를 주별 로데기 된담을 면해봐서 오다 신이 아주 다 산이 되는 맞게 해주고.
So then, in this verse, what in order to give you your nightmare, to think about these, what's being said in this verse, in the sense of how could it be that that the intellect is said to be in a kind of conventional world, and that the ultimate understanding of the ultimate is not within the reach of the intellect, and then also this sort of interplay between the different ways in which we analyze or investigate phenomena. So the way in which the conventional analysis doesn't because of the so the way of sort of conventional sort of engagement or analysis doesn't in any way sort of impinge on or harm the ultimate sphere of things, and then this ultimate form of analysis also doesn't cause harm to the dependent or conventional sort of reality. So understanding this sort of balance between these and how and what it means to say that the ultimate is not within the reach of convention as the intellect. Sorry, these topics to think about.
Yeah. So then it becomes quite important, because what you have understood emptiness, and what really Lama Tsongkhapa is trying to teach us on emptiness, and what other great masters are teaching on emptiness. On the level of emptiness, same. But way how the presentation of the emptiness could be in a different style. So then, there could be so many kind of misunderstandings, because the different way of why they are different. They see that we can witness the difference between the presentation of the difference between the schools of the 4 schools, sure, and then 4 schools, the Tibetan traditions schools, they are different there. So then you really don't know whom you really have to take a side. But some of us already decided. I'm a Saja, I'm a Koju, I am Nyingma, I'm a Gilo. Good. But then the biggest question is, are you the same Gilug as Lama Tsongkhapa taught? Then difficult answer. So this is we need to understand quite carefully, because this is we need to play very safely, because this is very important. because this is how to eliminate the self-grasping and our negative emotions. It is important because if you have this the motivation or this decision that my goal, why am I taking a breath, why I'm surviving, the one how I hold my position is because I'm breathing to fight with my negative emotions. So then this way of teaching from the old schools becomes very personal to you, very personal. Okay, so it's 9:30 or 9? It's 9, right? Yeah. Okay, so then I will see you tomorrow, and
Start with a short mandala offering on page 15. Sashi poki jukshin metok drum rirab lingjin in the gambadi sange jindu mengda owa yi joku nanda jimnon jamba shu jetsu lame gutse bapten chin namka chin le chochu gambada losan tempe drumme sasumgi jowe munsal dagdu nagyo Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kamniyatayami. Om Swasti, may all. No, that's it. Yatoyi Shape Site Badu Tengyu Chi Rinpoche Make Pana Guchi Keba Nyampa Mepa Yang Gong Ne Gong Du Pewa Shu